The key to a successful gold dredge is efficiency. Been pretty rough this year.
3,000 ounces. We can't keep going like this because I'll never make it.
$175 million in pure gold. Let that figure sink in for a moment. Shawn Pomrenke has just upended the gold rush with a discovery so colossal it's sending ripples across the entire mining world. This isn't a stroke of luck or a good season. This is a historic breakthrough that proves Shah is among the boldest, smartest, and most relentless miners operating today. For months, rumors circulated about a hidden fortune deep beneath the Bering Sea. Yet no one, not even the most experienced veterans, could have imagined the staggering haul Shah and his crew would bring to the surface. From the deck of the legendary dredge, Christine Rose, they battled punishing waves, freezing winds, and relentless mechanical setbacks just to reach the mother lode waiting below. Every scoop brought more gold, nugget by nugget, showcasing not only skill, but relentless determination and raw endurance. Now, the mining world is in total upheaval. Investors are on edge, competitors are scrambling, social media is exploding, and overnight, the Bering Sea has become the global hotspot for gold mining. But this discovery is about far more than money. Shah's haul is rewriting the limits of offshore mining and inspiring a new generation to pursue the impossible. So buckle up, hit that like button, and subscribe, because we're diving into the story behind Shawn Pomrenke's jaw-dropping $175 million gold strike, the biggest, most audacious find in the history of the Bering Sea. Shawn Pomrenke, known to many as Mr. Gold, just pulled off what some are calling the greatest haul in modern mining. $175 million extracted from some of the most treacherous waters on Earth. This wasn't luck. This was strategy, skill, and relentless persistence. The story started quietly at Nome's Harbor. Rumors began to swirl that Shah's team had discovered a gold deposit so enormous it sounded impossible. But equipped with the Christine Rose and a precise plan, the crew plunged into icy darkness. Each scoop of seabed revealed glittering proof. This wasn't a myth. This was the real deal. Within hours, the gold rush world erupted. One haul worth $175 million, a number most would have called unthinkable, was now undeniable. At the heart of this operation was the Christine Rose, Shah's engineering marvel, built for the brutal conditions of the Bering Sea. This powerhouse dredge sliced through tons of seabed, facing crushing waves, sub-zero waters, and unpredictable tides. Equipment failed, storms raged, but the team improvised repairs, rewired systems mid-storm, and pressed on, driven by the knowledge that history awaited beneath them. Every challenge sparked innovation. When the main sluice overloaded, a miner's dream problem, the crew redesigned the system in hours. When electronics failed, Shah took manual control, navigating the dredge through violent currents. Morale stayed sky-high because everyone aboard shared one conviction. They were on the verge of history. Once the weather cleared, operations hit full throttle. Sluices ran continuously. Every load of seabed was meticulously analyzed and processed. The crew worked like clockwork, turning the cold, dark depths of the Bering Sea into glistening piles of gold. Ton after ton of seabed transformed into the world's most coveted metal, a testament to focus, discipline, and raw skill. The impact extended far beyond the Christine Rose. A $175 million haul ignited the local economy. Fuel suppliers, mechanics, shipping companies, hotels, and restaurants all experienced a boom overnight. Mining investors circled the Bering Sea, spotting untapped potential. new jobs appeared, from dredge operators to logistics crews. Shah's achievement didn't just change his fortune, it reshaped an entire region. Financial experts began mapping long-term effects, future expeditions, high-tech upgrades, faster operations, and expansions that could make Pomrenke's mining empire even more profitable. Local governments estimated a surge in tax revenue, funds for roads, ports, schools, and community services. In days, Shawn Pomrenke went from top-tier miner to a transformative figure in regional growth. This $175 million strike became a real-time lesson in innovation, leadership, and strategy. Even against nature's fury, extraction became a showcase of human ingenuity. Every step was refined, every process optimized, blending old-school wisdom with cutting-edge technology to squeeze every ounce from the seabed. Despite storms, waves, and mechanical setbacks, Shah's team proved the impossible was achievable. Investors now dream bigger. Mining startups study Shah's methods like a blueprint. Local economies are planning for massive growth. This record-setting haul is more than gold. It's a masterclass in risk, strategy, and reward. It shows that with vision, courage, and relentless effort, even the most dangerous waters can yield historic wealth. Life aboard the Christine Rose became grueling yet exhilarating, a rhythm of danger, skill, and triumph. A daily showdown with cold seas, heavy machinery, and razor-thin margins. Every success built momentum, and every setback demanded quick thinking and adaptability. From the roar of engines to the sight of gold sliding through the sluice trays, the magnitude of the operation was clear in every moment. The crew's discipline, teamwork, and tireless dedication didn't just shape the season. They set a new benchmark for the entire Bering Sea mining sector. Consistent effort, creative problem-solving, and tight financial planning turned what could have been a season of chaos into a defining moment for Shawn Pomrenke and his team. This was resilience in action, adversity transformed into advantage, and risk converted into monumental profit. By the time the crew finished tallying their yields, it was obvious that every challenge they overcame had paved the way to one of the greatest achievements in modern gold mining. But with a discovery this massive, attention naturally shifted to the environmental footprint as well. Regulators, scientists, and communities kept their eyes on the operation, aware that dredging in a delicate marine ecosystem presents significant ecological risks, from sediment plumes to disruptions in seabed habitats. Anticipating these concerns, Pomrenke's team reportedly adopted a strong set of environmental protocols from the very beginning. They used sediment curtains, mapped out controlled dredging corridors, and monitored water clarity around the clock to keep seabed disturbance in check. They also conducted surveys before and after dredging to better understand how the operation affected marine life, signaling an unprecedented level of environmental accountability for a mining project of this size. Their approach didn't stop at meeting basic regulations. Reports suggest the operation actively integrated eco-focused practices into its core workflow. Extracted sediment was processed in ways that reduced runoff, and chemical usage was tightly managed to avoid contamination. Environmental specialists worked side by side with crew members, helping them adjust techniques as conditions changed or new data emerged. Early reviews from local and federal oversight groups indicate that the team may have established a new standard for environmentally conscious dredging in extreme offshore environments. Analysts believe these practices could become the new normal for future Bering Sea projects, a balance of profit and preservation that proves large-scale gold extraction doesn't have to come at nature's expense. The industry's reaction to the record-breaking find was immediate, and veteran miners, geological experts, and investors worldwide were stunned by how efficiently the gold was harvested and how enormous the yield turned out to be. Analysts began breaking down Shah's methods, from the Christine Rose's upgraded dredging systems to the team's real-time interpretation of geological data, searching for clues that explained the operation's overwhelming success. Competitors quickly pivoted, reworking their strategies, reassessing undeveloped sites, and investing in advanced dredging gear, in hopes of catching even a fraction of Pomrenke's lightning in a bottle. Many experts hailed the discovery as a turning point that could redefine the economics of ocean mining. The media frenzy amplified everything tenfold. Within days, major outlets, business networks, and mining journals dedicated non-stop coverage to the $175 million haul. Articles highlighted the extreme conditions, the scale of the find, and the precision of Pomrenke's operation. Interviews with Shah and his crew revealed the grit, planning, and near-superhuman endurance required to pull off something so extraordinary. Social media exploded with clips from the deck of the Christine Rose, sparking viral fascination well beyond mining circles. It wasn't just the gold that hooked viewers, it was the story of human determination, leadership, and innovation in one of the toughest environments on the planet. Documentary creators wasted no time jumping on the story, rolling out in-depth coverage that traced the crew's journey from early preparations all the way to the final extraction. Their footage captured everything: the gut-punch challenges, the adrenaline-filled victories, and the raw grit it took to survive the Bering Sea. Sweeping cinematic shots showed waves hammering the pristine Rose, gold flashing under the sluice lights, and weary crew members pushing through icy, sleep-starved shifts. These visuals distilled the intensity of extreme offshore mining in a way audiences had never seen before. Suddenly, the world was watching. Gold mining in the Bering Sea, usually a niche topic, became a headline fixture, dominating talk shows, news panels, and international broadcasts. Viewership surged across mining channels, while commentators debated the discovery's economic, environmental, and technological significance. Meanwhile, the online world lit up like wildfire. Forums overflowed with technical breakdowns of Pomrenke's gear, strategy, and record-shattering efficiency. Hobbyists dissected every dredge cycle and every equipment upgrade, wondering if any other operation could match the Christine Rose, or if this was simply a geological, once-in-a-century miracle. Social media hashtags went viral, with fans sharing location maps, rough value estimates, and slowed-down clips of gold pouring across the dredge. The combination of financial stakes, environmental scrutiny, and pure spectacle turned the operation into a global conversation that united professionals, enthusiasts, and casual viewers alike. Industry analysts quickly pointed out how profoundly the discovery could reshape resource exploration. Interest surged in hard-to-reach areas of the Bering Sea and other extreme environments that had previously been dismissed as too risky or too expensive. Forecasts suggested ripple effects far beyond the immediate payout. From fluctuations in gold prices to shifts in investor behavior and renewed interest in maritime extraction, Pomrenke's operation showed that with enough precision, innovation, and sheer drive, even the harshest environments could become arenas for record-breaking success. Environmental researchers also took note, framing the Christine Rose's season as a real-world example of how high-value extraction might coexist with responsible environmental management. The team's consistent monitoring, adaptive dredging strategies, and targeted mitigation efforts became a blueprint for what sustainable large-scale marine operations could look like. Early academic papers praised the approach, suggesting it could raise expectations for future regulations and set a higher bar for stewardship in fragile ecosystems. The operation demonstrated that profitability and ecological responsibility do not have to be opposing forces, even in one of the world's most challenging marine environments. Industry leaders applauded Pomrenke's strategic execution, highlighting the seamless fusion of cutting-edge engineering with human expertise. Every element, dredge placement, processing flow, and equipment tuning, was calibrated for maximum output and minimum downtime. Real-time data from each dredge pass allowed the crew to refine their technique continuously, stacking incremental improvements that ultimately resulted in unprecedented yields. This combination of technological insight and disciplined decision-making set a new operational standard, proving that excellence isn't accidental, it's engineered. At the same time, the visibility of the discovery underscored how vital storytelling has become in modern mining. By capturing the process through interviews, video logs, and media partnerships, Pomrenke transformed a technical achievement into a human narrative. Audiences weren't just seeing gold, they were seeing the strain, strategy, danger, improvisation, and teamwork behind it. The result was a layered story that taught viewers about geology, engineering, environmental responsibility, and the unpredictable nature of offshore mining. By the time the initial shockwave settled, the Bering Sea had become a global focal point for exploration, innovation, and investment. Environmental foresight, industry admiration, and non-stop media amplification combined into a perfect storm of influence. The $175 million discovery was no longer just an incredible payday. It had become a transformative moment that shifted how the world viewed extreme environment mining. Everyone from local officials to international financiers recognized the operation's far-reaching consequences, and nearby communities felt the changes firsthand. Media crews poured in, local businesses expanded to meet new demand, and universities and trade schools began using the discovery as a case study for engineering, geoscience, logistics, and environmental planning. The operation ignited a remarkable blend of industry, science, and storytelling, proving how one expertly executed mining expedition could send shockwaves across multiple sectors at once. Through deliberate environmental planning, flawless execution, and smart media strategy, Pomrenke's team established new standards on nearly every front. Their methods addressed immediate extraction goals while also shaping long-term sustainability, public engagement, and industry evolution. The combination of innovation, teamwork, and forward-thinking leadership propelled the operation into mining history. Each sluice tray poured, each dredge maneuver executed, and every precaution taken fed into a larger narrative of grit, precision, and vision. The $175 million haul didn't just break records, it rewrote expectations. It inspired global audiences, elevated industry practices, and proved what's possible when ambition meets expertise in one of the harshest environments on the planet. The media coverage became a defining part of the legacy itself. Viral videos, news specials, and deep-dive documentaries gave the world a front-row seat to the entire operation. Audiences witnessed the engineering complexity, the coordination required to run the dredge, and the jaw-dropping moments when massive loads of gold surfaced. This blend of science, spectacle, and human endurance created an immersive, unforgettable global narrative. And in doing so, Pomrenke's operation didn't just extract gold, it showcased what modern mining can achieve when efficiency, responsibility, and storytelling converge. The extensive media coverage didn't just inform audiences, it ignited global fascination. Public interest skyrocketed, with tours of the Christine Rose and related mining operations reportedly booked months in advance. Educational institutions and community programs began integrating aspects of the operation into curricula, highlighting geology, mining technology, and industrial strategy. While outreach initiatives inspired a new generation of students to explore careers in resource extraction, the excitement extended to financial circles as well, with renewed interest in gold investment and maritime mining ventures. As both individual investors and institutional entities recognized the opportunity presented by this record-breaking haul, live streams, video diaries, and detailed analyses continued to amplify public curiosity, turning the operation into a global spectacle that combined adventure, science, and commerce. Looking ahead, Pomrenke's vision for the Bering Sea and beyond signals an ambitious expansion. Plans to increase dredging capacity, explore new underwater territories, and integrate next-generation mining technologies are reportedly underway. Innovations in sonar mapping, dredge design, and material processing aim to enhance efficiency, reduce environmental impact, and maximize yield. Collaborations with other industry leaders are being considered, potentially merging expertise and resources to replicate the success in other remote regions. Analysts predict that the strategies and operational frameworks established during this discovery could set new standards for large-scale maritime gold extraction, influencing both economic models and environmental guidelines across the industry. Pomrenke's approach demonstrates that sustainability and profitability can coexist, providing a blueprint for future endeavors that seek to balance financial return with ecological responsibility.